Are you ready for cocktails and conversation? I know I am.
Ryan Lamar. Ryan Lamar.
Nights.
Welcome to this week's edition of Cocktails and Conversation. I am your auspicious host, Ryan Lamar, and as always, we start each show with an inhale, exhale, and a cocktail. You ready? Let's get started. So let's inhale and exhale and cocktail. So the cocktail of this week is the Ryan Lamar Relaxer. It is Malibu coconut rum. It is Ciroc peach vodka, peach schnapps, cranberry juice, pineapple juice, and a splash of grenadine. Help you relax all those stresses away. But first, you know what time it is. You want the tea? I want the tea. You want the tea? I want the tea. If you want the tea, say, give me the tea. Give me the tea. Give me the tea. Okay. I'll give you the tea. So, first on the plate, let's just talk about Miss Ariana Grande. Okay? So, it's been buzz. People been mad at her and stuff. I just saw this Seven Rings video. Let's talk about this Seven Rings thing. She went and got a tattoo on her hand that's supposed to say seven rings in Japanese letters. She posted it on her Japanese Twitter, and her Japanese Twitter followers immediately were like, that's not what that says. That says Japanese barbecue, ma'am. That's Japanese barbecue, girl. And next on the news, so you really know what I'm not here for? Let me just tell you what I'm not here for. I am not here for Cardi B and Offset. Wasn't they just arguing? Didn't she just say... Okay, so let's get to the tea. You want the tea? Do you want the tea? Give me the tea. Okay, so the tea is, she said there's a no groupie clause and he had to change his phone number. I mean, do you really think that's gonna work? I mean, are you on a roll with him? You got your... Girl, if it works for you, it works for you. I mean, if you like it, I love it. Whatever. Okay, so, and in other news, what's about this Ted Bundy situation? So, I'm not very, very familiar, but I have seen this Ted Bundy thing, like, posted up on my Netflix, like I just really want to watch it or something, but, I mean, they're saying he was very, very, very attractive, and the women were allured to him because of his attraction and his suave and blah, blah, blah. I guess the moral of the story is to be careful, ladies, but what do you think? Do you think that a mass murderer should be sexualized by some of the people, or should they negate his dangerousness based around his charismatic nature? I don't think he should, but that's just me. Did you guys see the SAG Awards? Oh my gosh. So Gaga came and she was giving me very Charlize Theron from Dior. Of course she didn't pull it off like that, but she did look stunning. She's up for an Oscar, you know what I mean? So she's pulling it together. She didn't come out in a meat dress or an egg costume or anything, you know. And I was pleasantly surprised. This Emma Stone character, all of a sudden, though, I love her. Her acting, she's a wonderful actress. But this outfit that she wore didn't really deliver to me. This one shoulder top gave me life, but that simple pleated palazzo pant was a letdown. To see millennials like myself, on the red carpet in something fabulous, like Yara Shahidi or Shardi. Forgive me, I don't really know the pronunciation of her last name, but She came through in a nice little gold stunning number. But girl, did you see the shoe? I was like, did you forget the shoe at home? Did you just grab one out of the trunk? Like, where was the shoe before it got here? I don't know. In other stories, let's just talk about something a little bit more on the serious note now. So there is a lot of buzz. If you haven't heard, there is a lot of buzz about this new documentary that two alleged victims of sexual assault from Michael Jackson have come together and done a documentary that was just at the Sundance Film Festival this past week and got a lot of buzz. The two guys got a standing ovation. If I'm not mistaken, that's Wave Robson and James Safechuck. They seem credible. They got a standing ovation from the audience. But here's my question. Should this documentary come out and it expose credible evidence that these things happened, that your beloved pop superstar had undeniable indiscretions, would that tarnish any of his fame or notoriety? Like, would that take away the fact that he is Michael Jackson? I mean, if you ask me, I don't think it would take away from the fact that he's Michael Jackson because he's gone. Like, with the whole mute R. Kelly thing, it's because he's actively abusing women, and the funds that we are sending his direction is helping him facilitate these brutal assaults. So I understand, boycotting all of his music, taking him off of the airways, doing the whole nine. I'm all for it. But when Michael Jackson died, we all know he did not have excellent financials. Like, his financials were in major disarray. But after he died, he was back in the black. So, I mean, there's a lot of money at stake here too. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just food for thought. I don't know. Just food for thought. I'm sure you've heard about the next topic of the tea time, girl. You want the tea? Let me give you the tea. You want the tea?
Give me the tea.
You want the tea? Give me the tea. So, Jussie Smollett, as you all know, was in Chicago on Tuesday. And first mistake, he's out of his house at 2 a.m. First of all, they call Chicago Chirac for a reason. Okay? Just saying. But he walked out of his apartment at 2 a.m. to go and get Subway, right? He comes out of the Subway and is assaulted by two Caucasian males, screaming homosexual and racial slurs, the F word and the N word to be specific, and they broke ribs, they bruised his face. He had like a cut right here under his eye or something, and there was a lot of speculation about it. They even tied a noose around his neck. He ended up going back to his apartment and calling the cops, and when the cops got there, he still had the noose around his neck, but he was escorted to the hospital. They treated him, they released him, saying that he was in good condition. But here's the thing. There's been speculation that this could have been a hoax, or it could have been some kind of a elaborate plot, because it was misinterpreted that Jussie Smollett didn't want to surrender his phone records, because the phone records would show that the manager was indeed on the phone with him and corroborate a bunch of stories and things like that. But to me, it just speaks volumes to the time we're in. Like, why are we even focusing on whether or not the story is credible when we have so many different elements of corroboration to this story? Why are we not focusing on the victim and finding the two? I mean, they finally pulled the surveillance tapes after a few days, and they recognize that it's two males, but they can't get up close pictures. They say that they see Jussie walking on the streets in the camera purview, then he goes out of camera, comes back in camera with the news, walks back to his apartment. So if you see all these things, why are we even questioning credibility? Seems like we're wasting time focusing on the wrong thing. And I would hate to feel like, because it's a crime of sexual based, that would be put on the back burner. But anyway, that's enough for that. Enough tea. I'm tired of the tea. Because he about to make me cry. But wait, I can't. Because even Kevin Hart came out to support Jussie Smollett just on social media. And he's been ridiculed for it. Because they're saying that how can you, say that you're sorry and you're sending prayers his way, but you have comedy that you avidly use that has a gay bashing undertone. But if you know, like I know, comedians don't live to the same substandards that we do. They say what's on their hearts. They say what's real to them. That's the way it comes across authentic to us. So I don't really understand why he would get backlash because, I mean, nowhere have I ever seen anything about him bashing gay people. He just speaks his truth about it. Everybody has their truth. Just like opinions are plentiful. Everybody has one. Which is the perfect segue into our topic for tonight. The topic for tonight, and I have to drink to this one, because it's time for a cocktail. Ooh, that's good. Okay, so our topic for tonight is approval. It's accepted, but it's definitely not mandatory. And what I mean is, I encounter a lot of people all the time from all different walks of life. And there are some telltale signs to tell that a lot of us, including myself, seek approval in others, knowingly and unknowingly. But some of us take it to an extreme and wonder why our situations end up as they are. But like, okay, so seeking approval, the avid seeking of approval basically means that you put value in things that everyone else thinks and feels and believes and opinions and everything else above yours. All of your own quirks and qualms are superseded by someone else's. I mean, that's no real way to live. It can get to the point to where if someone is disapproving, you know what I mean? Like, I've encountered people that are avid approval seekers. And in doing these topics each week, I'm not only helping or trying to help you guys, I'm also helping myself because I've done research and there are about 12, maybe 13 good ways that I have come across to identify with approval seeking moments. Like, okay, so let's just go right into that. So the first one would be changing your position because someone disapproves. So if you can't understand that, let me break it down a little bit. I'll break each one down into little layman's terms. That's like saying you don't like the Super Bowl coming to Atlanta, which it'll be here this weekend. Oh my goodness, 1 million people are coming. But then if I say, well, I do like the Super Bowl coming because it's going to bring a lot of money to all the entrepreneurs, it's going to stimulate all the business around it, it's going to bring new people who have not been here who could be, it's going to bring a lot of different things. And then you just turn around and say, well, I guess I believe it too. I mean, that to me is not where you're approval seeking. That to me is like someone presented a credible argument that persuaded you to change your own purview of it. But to me, changing your position would be like, let's just say you're trying to be a part of a group. Take Mean Girls, for example. If the head Mean Girl doesn't like something, all the girls don't like it. That's approval seeking. Another one is giving untrue compliments. So everybody has the one girl that comes in and she's just like, oh girl, hey, I like your skirt. Oh, where'd you get it? It's so vintage. And then the second you leave the room, they're like, girl, where'd she get that skirt from? It looked like her grandmama gave that to her and it was a part of her. Which leads me to my next thing. Getting upset when someone is disapproving or disagrees with you. I mean, I know somebody like that right now will argue you down to the ground just because you don't like or you're not incongruent with what they're talking about. I mean, to me, you should have your own. We'll get to that in a minute. There's another one. Always agreeing. Okay, we understand that one. Being afraid to say no. This one sits home hard. It sits home because I used to attribute myself to be a people pleaser. So saying no wasn't something I was really privy to do, whether it was in my benefit or not. I mean, it's just a fact, and I have to drink to that because sometimes self revelation comes when you're trying to help other people. Because I can remember countless, where I did plenty of things that I didn't necessarily want to do or necessarily need to do, but because it was pleasing to someone else. That's a hard pill to swallow. Mm. And to the next topic. So this one hits home again because it is not complaining or ruffling feathers, meaning like I'm so bad at this is me. Okay, so if I buy something and it doesn't fit, I'll just give it to somebody or keep it or alter it to make it fit because I don't want to have to go back in and inconvenience anybody to make them take this thing back. I don't want to look like I don't have it, like I'm a return queen, Sheree Whitfield. I mean, like, I just have an issue with it. But I never thought that it was because I was seeking approval. Wow. And I'll drink to that one too. Mm. Hmm. So, the next one is gossiping for attention. We all know the girls who do stuff like that. Asking for unnecessary permissions, like asking your man, "Can you do anything?" Oh my God! With these women, with regard to their man and their hair. Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Like, why is he the determining factor? Who are you? Like, oh my God! Anyway, let's keep moving. So, apologizing before your words. Do I do that? Do I be like, "I'm sorry, but she ugly"? Do I do that? I don't think I do. But um, number 10 is know-it-alls and coaxing or coercing compliments. You know, compliments should be effortless. They should be natural. You know, you shouldn't have to go into a room and coerce people to compliment you. But these are just behavioral characteristics, some of the behavioral characteristics that I've come across. But that's difficult to see, to know that you're approval seeking. But all in all, when it comes to approval, you should look for approval in self and in whatever higher power you believe in. For me, that's God. So I seek approval for Him and myself only. Because at the end of the day, it's the two of us, aside from anyone else. You know what I mean? And without Him being physically here, it's me. I have to look in the mirror, you know what I mean, and seek approval in self. No one can give you gratification like yourself. You have to improve your self-image. You know what I mean? Like, do the thing. So here's a quick story of how I got to as far as I am. Because if you know anything about me, you know that there have been some very tumultuous times in my upbringing. There's been times I've had to, come over some hurdles as an adult, but the one time that I can attribute to me really looking at myself and delving deeper into self was when I did the design reality show overseas in 2016. It was called Design Genius Season 3 LA Edition. Boom, plug it in, YouTube it, whatever, it's all up there. But that was my first time out of the country. That was my first time away from all that I held dear all of my clients, all of my day-to-day routines. And to be honest, I was like a fish out of water for a few days, like a total introvert, which is totally not like me. And I had to really stand in the mirror and look at myself, because you have to be really strong in self, really strong in self, to be able to perform in any kind of competitive anything. Because a lot of the judging, they are coming at you specific ways to evoke emotions from you. So, if you go out there like a loose cannon, not really knowing self and what your own triggers are, things get out of control and easily. But I came to the self-aware point that in this life, you only get one chance at impressions. I just choose for my lasting impression to be the best impression that I could ever be. But to get to that, you have to get to the bottom of the juice. You gotta get to the juice, the sleep. It's uncomfortable, but hey, somebody's gotta do it. Somebody's gotta do it. So, until the next time I see you, understand that you are entitled to your own thoughts. Don't seek approval in anyone. Your own thoughts are warranted and valuable. And opinions, like I said, we were going to get back to opinions. So, if you were raised like I was raised, and not many people were, because I'm southern and, country, but city. I don't know how that works, but I was raised with the belief that opinions are much like buttholes. Everybody got them, and they all stink, because what holds true to self comes from self. Nobody can help you like you. So, until the next time I see you, love on yourself and be good to you. If you have not followed the Ryan Lamar Designs Instagram page, do so. There's also a website, RyanLamarDesigns.com. Visit, there are new merchandise posted randomly. We are in strong belief of fast fashion, modeled behind Zara and some of the other favorite boutiques that we adore, absolutely adore, that I even shop with. But it's been wonderful. It's me, it's you, it's we, cocktails and conversations Tuesday, eat. So, 9 p.m. live. I look forward to seeing you there.